Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays, and this is going to be a Mandibuzz Kartana combo. So Mandibuzz, I think it's actually picking up because it is a fairly devastating troll Pokemon. You can set up a Tailwind, you can foul play people, you can taunt them, and you also have Snarl. So I mean, you just shut down whatever, and you can really make it suck. Also, the Dark typing, it's good against Tapu Lele, and there's just not a lot of things that are heavily dealing with it right now. Sure, you could argue Tapu Koko, but overall you can still find ways of making the Mandibuzz work out. So let's go and see how this one unfolds right now. So Clefable with the Follow Me to try to make sure the Extreme Evo Boost will happen. Kartana has Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade going to hit Clefable and not do enough. That's where you want a Smart Strike, but you know, it's the Follow Me. It's something that you could see happening, but overall the opponent has the strats. Follow Me Clefable. Eevee gets set up, and that's going to be some GG stuff right there. But actually, it also depends on what happens, because if Mandibuzz sets up Tailwind, it's still going to be slower than the Eevee after the +2. Because I'm like, wait, Eevee just outsped. Never mind. There's some weirdness going on right here. I just need to banter for the next minute as we go through all of the Extreme Evo Boost animation. This happens a lot. Got some stuff to talk about, but I'm interested in seeing where the shutdown goes. Or you just taunt. Well, actually, you can't taunt Eevee because of the Follow Me. So this is going to be an interesting play out of the Mandibuzz. I'm going to be keeping an eye on right here. So if he gains his stats, Mandibuzz throws down the taunt, but that taunts the Clefable because that play right there. And now we're going to see Eevee. It just outspeeds Baton Pass, gets that set up. So now where do we go from here? This is actually a pretty interesting strat. It's doing well against Mandibuzz. So we have an Extreme Evo boosted Kangaskhan as Kartana hits the Sacred Sword and almost murders the Kangaskhan because Sacred Sword ignores the defense boosting, and then Foul Play is going to cancel it out. So yeah, taunting Clefable works either way. So I guess you throw the taunt on the Eevee to set up there to stop the Extreme Evo boost, and if it does the Follow Me, it can't taunt anymore anyways. Mandibuzz tanks that super effective stab Moonblast like it wasn't much, and then you just focus down all the damage on the switching in target, and that's where the Sacred Sword is just OP. Now Oranguru comes in, and we know taunt is something that can happen, so that's no instruct, that's no nothing, and Kartana has a Night Slash anyways, so the Dark Berry, I don't see that one too often, and I don't know, Colbur, yeah. I know what it looks. It's like the spiky purpley one, but I couldn't come up with a name. But that's going to be taunt right there. Oranguru falls for taunt. Uses Focus Blast though, so trying to get that damage down, and that is going to be a serious hit onto the Kartana, and Kartana has no Focus Sash, so death. But I mean, now it's just Mandibuzz being a boss right here. So Moonblast, Mandibuzz will survive and tank that one up. And now we're looking at the damage numbers right here. So bringing in a Pokemon that can, like Clefable doesn't get to do much. Has the Follow Me, it's doing okay damage on the Moonblast. Garchomp comes in, and it gets the Earthquake, so that's another benefit of having a Flying type Pokemon. Or it can also Poison Jab, so Poison Jab straight up onto Clefable. Clefable gets finished off by that hit right there. And Oranguru might go for a Focus Blast, might try to do some extra little bit of damage right here, but Mandibuzz has the Roost anyways. So that'll happen, and then now Mandibuzz gets a lot of health back. Oranguru throws out the Focus Blast. If it lands, that's alright, but it's not going to be like an insanely devastating blow to the Mandibuzz. Does about half its health, and it gets survived anyways. Oh, it roosted. Wow, actually that would have been less damage without the Roost, because Roost grounded it before the Focus Blast, thus turning neutral into super effective. And Eevee's back out, but now Eevee can't do anything, so it just gets to die, and the opponent forfeits right there. Cool. Straightforward battle showing how to deal with things going wrong and interesting side effects of that. Let's go into the next one as well. Alright, let's roll, and let's see how it stops the opponent's team right there. So the double pseudo legendary lead, except Kartana can just kind of destroy any of that. Okay, your Night Slash super effective, or your Sacred Sword super effective, and then everyone kind of dies. So we get to see more on the Mandibuzz right now. And Kartana's just a good, solid Pokemon overall. I guess there's just ways that you can play it. You know, Kartana, it can just kind of protect and do whatever it needs to do if it's running that kind of set for the Tailwind, and then cool things are going to happen. So we can watch. If it does have protect, then you know it can still just do whatever it needs to do in the meantime. And that is going to be Mega Metagross next to the Tyranitar. That's some filth right there. But what? Z Kartana. Alright, so it's got the Bloom Doom. That's some interesting stuff right there, because yeah, the Bloom Dune definitely going to be enough to deal with the Tyranitar, but that's what you have Sacred Sword for. So I'm a little confused on this one, but Tyranitar, that's going to be a ridiculous hit, and it does go down. So that's going to be a boost right there. And then we can also see Metagross. It has something that it can do, but Kartana does have a decent amount of inherent defense, and the Meteor Mash will be resisted if it was for the Kartana. So looking to focus damage on the Mandibuzz. Solid hit on the Mandibuzz, but the foul play is going to be absurd. Not enough to KO the Metagross, but yeah, it's super effective. Big attack versus pretty solid defense in that Mega. Now Blaziken comes in. So Blaziken, it could protect, try to get some speed into it. We're going to see what Mandibuzz is up to. Kartana just Sacred Swords. Alright, so does as much damage as it can to the Blaziken. Meteor Mash comes in. Mandibuzz will survive it. Blaziken has Flare Blitz, so Kartana's gone. Except that looks like a cross-field hit onto the Mandibuzz. So actually double focus onto the Mandibuzz to make sure it goes down. I guess that's because Blaziken, it can speed boost. And then it's going to be able to outspeed the Kartana anyways and do what it needs to do. Unless that happens with the Sandstorm taking down Blaziken. Oh, unlucky. Unfortunate turn right there. So now Gyarados is in. And the opponent's in a bad situation pretty quickly. So Crocodile, Intimidate, knocking down the attack of both opponents. That's going to make it a lot more difficult for anything to get done right there. Metagross is already super low. And Kartana is fairly untouched. So has the Protect. Alright. And then Metagross with the Hammer Arm. So that's going to be Protect right there. Gyarados has a Dragon Dance. Now it's just on +0. And then Crocodile, it can kind of do whatever. It has Rock Slide. That's solid. It can go for Foul Play. It can go for Earthquake. So Kartana protecting the Earthquake. Just going for the damage to finish off the Metagross and then deal with the Gyarados separately is what this one looks like. Kartana survives whatever Gyarados does. Cleans it up on a hit. And that's going to be pretty GG right there. Crocodile has that Life Orb. Sandstorm will tick down just a little on the Gyarados. And now the final turn is going to be Gyarados using the Aqua Tail. So Aqua Tail trying to clean out the Crocodile. It will get that super effective KO right there. So at the +0, having enough. And then Gyarados gaining attack on the Moxie could be a little dangerous. But we know Kartana has that Leaf Blade. And it's already claimed some opponents before. So with that Beast Boost, going to be enough to take down the Gyarados. And that is going to be the battle. So let's try out one more to wrap up this little session of Fan Fridays. And when I said last session, I don't mean like the last Fan Fridays for the week. I mean like just this little battle session we have going on right here. So how is this one going to play out with the Superior Kangaskhan? Oh, and yeah, double shine. We got to have in Fan Fridays, guys. You know they're out there. So it's going to happen. And now let's see what we get from this. So Kangaskhan will be Mega, which means Fake Out, things are going to happen. Garchomp might get stopped, but you do have to focus down the Kartana so you don't get Sacred Sword to the face. Superior is also looking to set up, and I mean, it's a good strat from the opponent. He goes Fake Out, and Superior gets free Leaf Storm, and then bad things happen. Wow! That Kangaskhan nerf always looking just kind of crazy. So Garchomp with a Poison Jab. They're all running it, and Superior will be able to survive the hit. Superior's tanky enough to take those hits. Kartana will get flinched, and then Superior with that Leaf Storm. So starting that damage stacking onto Garchomp. A big hit, and then the special attack will go up. But Scarf Chomp has something to say about that, apparently. Superior has Protect, so going to see if the Kangaskhan can deal with it. But we know Kartana is going to be faster. Kangaskhan has the Sucker Punch, and it looks like Garchomp will go down to that Sucker Punch. Dude, the Sucker Punch is so good this generation with its animation, I swear. But then we get to see Sacred Sword onto Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan survives it. That's kind of it as we go into Tapu Bulu. Okay. So Grassy Surge actually going to increase the damage of a lot of things right now. Because Superior gets more damage on the Leaf Blade, but that on Leaf Storm, but that also means Kartana's getting more damage on the Leaf Blade. Takes a little bit from the double hit right there. Kartana still has Sacred Sword. And the threat of Superior must go down. So Superior's done. And then we can see Kartana with that Beast Boost. As Tapu Bulu goes for the Wood Hammer. And that will be enough damage to finish off the Kangaskhan. So the swing happened right there. Also, it looks like this wasn't as much about the Mandibuzz as I thought. It's more about just Kartana doing cool Kartana things. I like the Mandibuzz idea. I saw it in the international challenge, or not international. I saw it on some rated battles, And it does some pretty cool things. I like the just wall that it can be. So the opponent shows yet another shiny Pokemon, and then he shows yet another shiny Pokemon. So my money is on that he's hacking. And now we can go and see what the response is. Oh, is that going to be our Bloom Doom? That is going to be our Bloom Doom right there. So Kartana surrounds itself with the Z power and then unleashes the full force Bloom Doom. So what do we have? Also, I don't know how Greninja got outsped. So Bloom Doom onto the Shuckle is going to just be absurd damage, and it will be enough to take out the Shuckle. So yeah, that Leafium Z, or the Grassium Z, is just kind of happening. Kartana gets a Beast Boost for more attack, and then I guess Tapu Bulu. If he can survive this, things are going to happen. So, I don't know, there's all kinds of fun things going on right now. It's hard to commentate when it's just Z move after Z move. So, Ice type on that Protean, Sub-Zero Slammer. Yo, what? The Ice Greninja Z into that. Well, that's filth. That's Tapu Bulu just absolutely dead right there. The Ice Beam probably would have been enough just right there. But yeah, Kartana's in. And Greninja, it's going up against Mandibuzz as well. So there's just so many different layers of shutdown that could happen. And I want to see what we get out of it. So Kartana with the Sacred Sword, still super effective against the Ice typing. And Greninja just dies just like that anyways. And that is going to be the wrap-up right there. So just some pretty consistent battles, you know. I don't think there was anything that was like super mind-blowing, but overall Mandibuzz is pretty cool, Kartana is pretty cool, and that's the takeaway from this battle. So if you guys enjoyed these battles, I'll see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.